I will share it to Facebook. Okay. Okay. I think we're live. There we go. Well, welcome to another segment of A Day of Light and Love 2022. I'm Jeannie Fritsch. I'm your host, and I'm excited to be here with Ived Grullon. And she is in, near Miami in the United States. Ived and I met, several years ago now, and have gotten to know each other. And I've been able to witness just this really quite a profound transformation. And I invited her to be part of this event because I felt that she has something very, very potent and powerful that she has released in her own life. And I think that what she knows and what she's going to share will benefit many people who have been in or continue to be in a relationship that is potentially abusive, emotionally abusive. And this particular event was created for Christmas Day for those who might be in a season of maybe disconnection from family or loved ones, maybe through illness, through distance of location, through the death of a relationship, the death of a family member or partner. And so it's these times of the year that we recognize something in our life that isn't bringing us fulfillment. And this is an opportunity to, I guess, move into more fulfillment so that Christmas 2023 looks and feels a lot different. So welcome, Ived, and you can properly pronounce your name in your beautiful accent, and maybe tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, thank you, Dr. Jean. I'm happy to be here too. As you said, we met a couple of years ago through our Convergence Leadership Group, thanks to Yvonne de la Flor and those great women that I'm so proud of being part of and enjoy and learn one of each other. My name is Ived Grullon, and I live in Sunrise, Florida. I'm a mom and a grandma of two beautiful grandchildren. And I love my animals. I love animals. I have two cats and a dog. And I'm happy to be here. As you mentioned, in my life, there have been a lot of changes lately. And one of the things that my life changes because I make to change. I create those changes and those transformation, and this is part of the thing that we are for here.
That's a really excellent point that you just made. You chose to make the change, and then you followed through on the changes that needed to be made to support the change that you desired.
Yes.
Action is a big component, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. Because it's not only everything starts to make the decision to make those changes, but you have to keep those changes. You need to continue to have like a transformation. It's not only change today. It's like I changed my clothes one day, and the other day I put another clothes, and you have to keep working. And it's a everyday work. I still working in myself every single day with my ups and downs. It's not like everything is good and everything is a win. Sometimes it's a big, 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 big down and big failure, but I'm ready to get up again and keep walking. Always I said that to myself.
Yes. Yes. And you know, some days is easier than other days. I think
Yes.
that's how that works. You founded a really beautiful project that represents your mission that you've extracted from your own personal experiences. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yes. This is the Mariposa Project. Mariposa Project is, I am Mariposa Project. I always said I am Mariposa Project because it's everything that I expose and everything that I share is part of my own experience. I was in a emotional abusive relationship and was hard for me to get out of there. But the first thing that helped me was recognize that I was in that emotional abusive relationship because first I always get an excuse or a justification for everything that happened. But in the time that you start to learn and to see what you had in front of you that you try to avoid or don't see it, because sometimes it's more easy be in that bubble that is follow the things that happen. But when you realize and you see that, okay, that is not right, that is no, and you have to connect with yourself because for a long time I was like a disconnected. I was in a like an out. Yes, I was in an autopilot. That is, everything was follow the lead and follow what happened. Sometimes even for what we have in our culture and a Latin, and you know, it's like a that you have to be there. You have to look for sometimes like a kind of we put ourselves in like we are like a martyr or something like that, and that is not right. And when you realize that, that's the first step for the Mariposa Project. And then I start to one day I apply everything. I start to work in myself. I try to work with coachings, with therapies, was for a couple of years. And then I said, how can I do something else? How can I help? Because I notice even around myself in my close circle that many of my friends been in the same situation of me, but they are used to, or they to lose their status or whatever the reason, because everyone have a different reason. But I said that is, if I do, another person can do it. And then I start to working as a volunteer in domestic abusive organization, non-profit organization here in Broward, where I live. And I realized more working there that was a lot of help about the physical abusive, or the look of what everybody knows of domestic violence, but not too much, and not too much wide open that people talk about the emotional abusive that was very deep part. Because the physical, okay, you have a like a punch in your eyes or whatever, many women already die for that, but many people think that, okay, if they don't see that, you know, that punch or that abusive, you don't have a abusive. And no, it's those emotional and psychological punch are worse, because it's more deep what you have inside, because sometimes even yourself don't want to talk about it, because in the way that many people do not believe or do not have the knowledge about it. And I realized that it's not too much information about the part of the emotional. So not many people speak like that. And I realized over there that everything starts with that control. So all abusive or physical abusive start or with the with the emotional part. And this is the Mariposa Project start. And then I created with in an 80 day with Yvonne de la Flor that helped me to put the steps. We organize everything that I do for those years that worked for me and put it in like a life-changing program. This is the way that create Mariposa Project. And hence I try to do my best with that. But this is the Mariposa Project.
Wow. Very interesting how you've used something that was a personal struggle and you've devised a system by looking back at the steps that you took to advance through it to a happier life and a life that's there's more certainty. Would you say that in any abusive relationship, I think a person's confidence is kind of slowly whittled away, very similar to like the waves hitting a rock over time. It just erodes the surface of the rock. And I feel that we have, because I was through a relationship similar to that. We've talked before, and I do know that when you come out of something like that, it's huge to make it out of something like that, because our own personal confidence is traded away during that relationship. And so it's confidence that's required, confidence in ourselves in order to find the voice and to take the step or the set of steps to move through and out of it. Because a lot of times economics are involved, a lot of times even children, there could be children are involved, and it's a huge decision, because to leave a relationship is almost counter a value that we hold, the value of a forever happily ever after relationship, happily ever after marriage. And so for me, I know that there were some baby steps, but those steps, even though they seem like baby steps, they were huge in changing the route, changing the path of my life. Would you say that was true for you as well?
Yes, because we lose our will in those kind of relationships. Yeah, we lose it. And sometimes when the time that we realize that, it's hard, as you said. It's not easy. It's like a baby step. We'll have to be working on that, because it's like for example, many women that I can notice that in the shelter, they are get out of that relationship. We help them, but if they don't work and in herself, it's gonna be like the same dog. We say the same dog with a different color. They coming back with another relationship, and it's cycle. The first thing that you need to realize that where we are, where you are, that is the one that you keep in your life, because it's have your own decision. I can make it for anybody. I make for myself. Even when I took my blue butterfly, was for the legend in the blue butterfly, that everything, that your life is in your hands, and it's like for me, my blue butterfly, my life is, that is like a metaphorically, my life is my butterfly. So I decide if I put it in another hands that can smash or can let me fly. It's your decision, and everything start with that. Start with us. You need to, but you need to first accept it. Is the first thing, and make the decision to get out. It's gonna take time. It's not like a magic. I always said Mariposa Project the steps of the Mariposa Project is not like okay, now I get out. No, 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 no. It's been a lot of work. For me, I still working every single.
Yeah. Yeah. There, the thing about it is the relationship, we selected the relationship, and yet the relationship reduces us to this victim level where we feel kind of powerless against whatever it is that's occurring. To move from that victim feeling to reclaiming your voice, reclaiming your power. It's not here. Take two of these for a week and the infection's gone, like an antibiotic, right? I mean, we have tendencies. If we didn't have the tendencies, we wouldn't be in the situation. And so it sounds like when you work with women, you're helping them well, like you said, first there's some acceptance that occurs, right? But they have to kind of reprogram their personal power.
Yeah, totally. Yes. Totally. Yeah. And we have to look for the tools, and there's help out there.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to look for that help.
Yes.
Yeah, because there is help. But it's, as I told you, we go back to the first step, that you need to accept that you are in those kind of relationships.
Yes.
And then you can make the change.
And some cultures do tend to breed. They can be more of a breeding ground. Mm-hmm. The more patriarchal the culture is, in my experience, the more patriarchal the culture, the more capacity within that culture for abuse to occur.
That's true. Yeah, because it's like okay, we need to obey. We don't have to ask questions. You don't have to doubt whatever say. No, we have a brain. We can set what we want to do. And when you connect your mind with your body, right away you feel in your body. You feel it in your body. That's not right. And then I can tell you my own experience. As soon as I connect both my heart and my body and my brain, my mind,
yes,
I feel it. Even actually with things that I can see is not exactly with me. I feel it. It's like the red flag that I can see right away. It's like no,
yeah,
not that way.
Yeah.
Yes,
that's interesting. That is true. You do. I know for myself that, the pendulum for me swung pretty far in one direction, and then it swung pretty far in the other direction, where there's this heightened sense of recognizing almost like danger, like, whoa, wait, like yes. you sense, I don't know, you sense the nature of an individual coming at you, or you sense the nature of a relationship that you're beginning, and you're saying, wait, the roots of this feels very similar, but you have this really heightened sense of it at first.
Yes, it is. And then you've been an expert. You can feel it in my skin. But we need to know.
Yes.
Yes.
And trust the knowing.
Exactly.
That knowing, and then trusting the knowing, because a lot of times in those kind of relationships, you're talked out of knowing. And so then you stop recognizing your own inner voice, and or negating it or ignoring it. And that is a huge step, what you just talked about there. That is huge. When a person makes that level of progress, But again, it's not, that isn't even one and done. It's a constant,
It's a constant, yes. And
yeah, you have to be vigilant and continuing the progress of moving forward.
yes, because yeah, it's a continually transformation. It's not only change. You need to transform. It's not only change. That's the thing. The change is the first step, the acceptance and the change, but it's a continually transformation. We're being evolving. I can see, I think sometimes I love to go to the beach by myself to sit and and sometimes I think about my life and everything, those couple of years and everything, all that change in my life, all the transformation, that where I was and where I am right now, and I still here where I want to go to. That's another thing. I don't make it, okay, I'm here. No, I know where I want to go, and that's that I'm going to go to that thing. And sometimes my friend told me, you don't get tired. You always been in a coaching, you're being always in a seminar, you always been doing something with you don't get tired. Yeah, sometimes I get tired. I'm a human, but I know where I want to be. I know where I want, the way that I want to keep feeling, and I'm clear of that. And I have that clarity. Is very important for me. I know many the people that I met, many women that I met in the shelter also, that they been in a, they were at the part that they feel guilty about, that they accept that those kind of relationship, or they've been involved. They feel like, okay, what's old? How can and it's hard to deal with that. But this is the first one of the things that we need to on top of accept is stop like a beating ourselves, that okay, that was my fault. What I do that, I can, we
absolutely.
yeah, we go to that point, and
that's counterproductive.
Exactly. And each one will be in one point when we get out of that relationship, even when we are inside the relationship, we being in that point, in that hole, that okay, that's my fault, what I do wrong. But it's another thing, we need to forgive ourselves.
Yes.
So we do the best we can do with the information that we have, and that's it. It's not like a beat our mind with
yes.
ourselves.
Yeah, it's wasted time beating ourselves up for what we did or didn't know.
Didn't know, yeah.
Absolutely. And that is a big thing, is to forgive and to set it down, and also I think in the forgiveness of things, there's a wisdom that's released that we can then carry with ourselves, a judgment-free wisdom that we carry with ourselves and can benefit us then, where the experience benefits us because we've retained the wisdom of the experience.
Yes. When I have any circumstances, any problem that sometimes, we resist, we want to change, I don't want to accept, I do my best to, okay, what this is trying to teach me. What is my challenge here? Sometimes it's patience, sometimes it's acceptance. Sometimes, yes, I try to focus in that instead of, oh my gosh, poor me, or what happened to me? Because as a human, we go to the point too. This is happened to me. This is my fault. No, what is teaching me? What I can learn with that?
Yes, that's the zoom out that I call it, zooming out. Like when we start to feel like that self-judgment is coming in, or some obstacle is arriving, and it sometimes it can trigger some fear, because it's similar to, it has the energy of what we've overcome, and oh, like, whoa. But I think zooming out, going out, looking more big picture at the whole, and realizing that, okay, this is apparently something that I need to move through to get to what I'm seeking to get to. And then its significance is more from, like you say, what am I going to learn from this? What am I supposed to understand of this? What is this showing me? What is this telling me? Because I think when we zoom out, we can see those things. But if we stay in it, it's very difficult to even see it for truly what it is. We bring more significance to the incident, the event, the obstacle, than really it merits even.
Yes, because when we are inside, we are see everything and feeling from the hurt,
Yes.
here, and what we feel. And lately, I've been, and I even mentioned it to you, that I've been dealing with different things. Even this Christmas has been like a different Christmas for me. And I said, one morning I wake up and I said, okay, let's stop to fight with this, or asking what is happening, what is whatever. So life sometimes asks us only to be witness, to don't try to do anything, or don't fix anything around us. We try to fix things and help in a different way, but I try to be in a still mood that don't do anything. Let's see how's everything will flow, how's everything.
Yeah.
And it's been a challenge in this Christmas.
There's an element of trust there. Trust has come up quite
Yes.
a bit. Trust and surrender. There's an element of that to what you just said. And interestingly, I feel like for me, being involved in a relationship that was emotionally manipulative and psychologically manipulative, I think that it caused me to need to have control. It's kind of an interesting phenomenon where you're in a relationship where instead of having control, you're deprived of control. And sometimes it's not upfront. It isn't like on the table. It's just this kind of weird wafting of energy that eventually depletes the control that you have, or maybe the sense of control that you have. Then I came out of that experience and I needed to be in control. So I feel like that must be a phase, because and it's an important phase, reclaiming control, like consciously seeking to be back in control. That's important. And yet ultimately, we learn that the greatest control is the control that God brings, that we can surrender to and we can trust. That doesn't mean that we sit back and just are passive participants. No, it means that we understand that there are things occurring in our life that are outside of our immediate control. And yet our immediate control, we can contribute to the control just by trusting and surrendering to whatever's happening in that moment, knowing that it is a phase. There's a phase of growth happening. And it's that zoom out thing. We don't yet know what it all means, but we know that it's a season of change that's evolutionary.
Yes, as you said, and God is in control. And one morning I was having my coffee and watching my Christmas tree. And I start to think about that. How can we need to be like the light in our own life. I start to see that we build that Christmas tree during the whole year with everything.
Mm.
Christmas tree is everything that we build and everything that happened in our life, the good things, the not too good things.
Mm.
It depends on us to put the light in that Christmas tree.
Oh, at first I want to thank you because I'm going to have a huge Christmas tree next year. Go ahead. I love that. I love that as a symbol of the light that we've created in the past year.
Yes, that's our. I was seeing and I smiling and crying. I said, this is our whole year is in this Christmas tree.
Wow.
Good to good, win, failure, everything happened. But okay, we have to put the light. We have to
ultimately it brought more light too.
Depend of us to put the light in that Christmas tree.
Yes.
So that is everything is in our hands.
Well, get the topic that you selected, and we've probably already touched on it. The weight of the wings.
Yes, is that the way of the wind. El peso de las alas is in Spanish. Is even what is in the Mariposa Project teachers and everything that. For me, that came with the God conversation. I ended a relationship that don't have to do anything with abusive or emotional, nothing to do with that. And I was in as we talked before, that you mentioned about the control, that for me, I was unable to put together that things, that all the independence that I have, all the freedom, everything that I've been worked so hard, and with the relationship that I got in that time. And one night I didn't know how to fix it, how to approach that problem that I have. And I was praying, and I said to God, God, you know where I am right now. So everything that I've been through, everything that and with all that the independence that I have, everything, but I'm losing a person that I really love. How can I do? And I say, so my wings are heavy. So how heavy are my wings? Because that was my responsibility. So when I decide to do that, that is my life. So my life is my responsibility. And that's the el peso de las alas.
So the weight of the wings is the responsibility to spread the wings and fly.
Yes.
And
yes.
all that entails.
Yeah.
The everyday conscious flight to a better life.
That's the thing.
That's beautiful.
El peso de las alas.
That is just beautiful. So in wrapping up, for anyone who's listening to this, who is in a situation where either they've come out of abuse or they've ended the relationship already, but they know that they haven't found their steady point, or someone who's maybe still in a situation like that, what would be a couple of first steps that you would offer to those people who might be in that experience currently?
The first thing is that they need to accept where they are in that point and decide to look for help. There is help out. This is one of the things that I work in the Mariposa Project, in the page, and even with that, we are creating a foundation, like a nonprofit organization, to help women with the tools to get out of that things, because they need those tools. It's not like, it's not like magic. And speak with someone. Look for help and speak with someone, with a friend, someone that they can trust, that they can ventilate and expose. It's gonna help a lot. And see how can they make another step. when even when they realize and they speak with another person about how they feel and where they are, that's help a lot, because it's unconsciously that they accept, okay,
Yes.
I'm here. It's not only my mind. I'm here
Yes.
right now. And that will help a lot. Is
Yeah, the action, that little bit of action cements the acceptance, doesn't it?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because sometimes it's easy to speak with a friend that you can trust, a family that you can trust about, and then you can see, you take it out of your system, out of yourself, and you can see, even as you mentioned it, from another perspective. Okay, this has happened, and then you can see and you can hear another person and look for help. There's help. There's a lot of help out, information, and through seminars, nonprofit organization, and I say I can help in everything.
And reach out to you. Yes.
You can reach out to me. I have the Facebook, I have the Instagram, and I have my page that I can help them, and I can redirect to a nonprofit or something, a shelter, depend of the level they are. How can they get out of that situation and that relationship? Because there's hope. There's hope.
And there's life.
Yes.
There's hope. And then there's life beyond that.
Yes.
I love the image of the butterfly that you implement, because think of all the stages that the organism goes through in order to emerge from the chrysalis, to actually emerge as a butterfly. We see the butterfly when we're out in the summertime and the butterfly is flying around, or you go to a meadow where there's a bunch of flowers and you see all these butterflies. Those butterflies didn't arrive. They weren't birthed as butterflies. They were birthed through a arduous process. And those wings became strong. If someone broke open the whatever that is, that cocoon that they're in, and they have to have those wings, have to be strong enough to emerge and be able to fly. And the struggle is where the strength of the wings, the struggle ultimately releases the power of flight.
Yes, because it's like the transformation, you're going to have a pain. It's going to be painful. But which pain do you want to
Yes. Yes.
Because there's after that, it's going to be life.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Pain that you're going to choose. Because right now, it's painful right now. But
yes.
Which have it? Because it's going to be painful. I can assure that. Was painful for me. Was hard. Was really hard. I have to, and then I have to thank God that I have a lovely family. Then and I was like blessed with a lot of people around me.
Support.
Coaches. I mean, but I put myself over there.
That's correct.
I put myself. It's not that they went to my house to look for me.
No, you selected the support.
I put myself in those.
And a very important point, we have to be careful of the support that we accept.
Yes, exactly.
That's really important. And sometimes I think early in, it's hard to know who to trust. And ultimately, honing that relationship with God is a huge step in the restoration of trusting ourselves again.
Yep.
To take those first steps.
Yes.
And at every level there's another set of first steps, isn't there?
Yes, exactly. As I told you, it's a continually transformation.
But it becomes this joyous adventure.
Yes.
What was once pain becomes this wondrous adventure of new becoming.
Yes, it's in your hands.
Yes.
That is in your hands. You are the one that decide to what you're gonna do. That is, and it's one of the things I'm not gonna put my life anymore in another people hands.
Yes.
Yes, that's my choice.
Mhm.
I don't betray myself.
I thank you so much for this conversation. It was wonderful. And I know that on our event page, the different ways to get in touch with you are there. I thank you for the work that you do and for the work that you've done yourself.
Yes.
Really, just since I've known you, it's like, whoa, I thought you were pretty whoa when I first met you, but it's these new levels. These new levels of becoming have birthed new levels of serving.
Yes, and I'm blessed to have you in my life and all the women that have been supporting me, even in Convergent. That's something that I'm so blessed to with you both,
Yes,
all the group that is. Yeah,
that's an amazing group. Getting ready to launch again.
Yes, we need to choose who's gonna walk with us in our life.
Yes. Ooh, beautiful. Well, we're going to end with that.
Okay.
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas for you. The same
Just
love.
just have an incredibly wonderful day. And I will not look at a Christmas tree the same again.
Alrighty.
Thank you for that.
Big hug for you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you, Ived.
Love you too.